quack.
What's
We
up,
in
breadheads?
we in the booth, you know what I'm saying? It's Drizzy Drake and 21 Savage here in the booth, ready to deliver you some fucking steaming hot toasted buns.
Yes, Drizzy Rick and Twinty One Savage are here for
Hmm.
your listening pleasure. Slightly worse audio quality, equally strong
Hmm.
bars.
We
What
don't
more can
got
you ask for?
40. We don't have 40 to help us mix this at the end of the day, but uh, at least you got bread Drake Graham.
Hot bread. Uh, and these beats be extra toasted. We chopping it up in the studio, aka Anchor app on the iPhone.
When I when I tell my sandwich artist I want carrots, I'm not
hmm
talking about the orange vegetable tie. I'm talking about the carrots in my wrist.
Oh shit. He's iced out. He's not toasted, he's ice cold.
I'm ice cold, baby.
Damn, just like my veggie patty. Boy's got a cold heart.
Absolutely cold. Um, when you're blinded by the diamonds in my neck, you know what I'm saying?
hmm
You
hmm
might just have to squint and take another look. It's actually the white bread. That's how bright it is.
uh, is that really the diamonds or is that your pale chest?
Or is that the crumbs of the Italian herbs and cheese on my
Oh,
on
yeah,
my
yeah.
you know on my John Elliott sweater?
Damn. Yeah, dude, with that taupe sweater and those breadcrumbs, you look like sandpaper, which is
Hmm.
something our regular sandwich patron is very familiar with.
Sandpaper, sandwich. Which one is he talking about?
Damn, shit. Dude, you look like a sandwich if you dress like that.
you, you look like a fucking munch, my guy.
Damn. Anyone who looks
Wow.
like food when they dress up in the morning, how do you take them seriously? That's why we wear exclusively black, because there's no food that's all black unless you're talking about like some squid ink spaghettini.
You're
And I don't mind
absolutely
being
correct.
compared to that.
You are a squidiculous, Ty.
Damn. You
Much
know,
like our number one fan, Sa Baby.
yeah. Uh,
Um,
unless Rick Owens opened
Ty,
a
I want.
restaurant, Eric, the Rick Cafe would have like a jet black croissant, and everything would look like it's moldy.
It is good. It is moldy, Ty. That's just the reality of the situation.
uh, that's the poetry of it.
Hmm. Speaking of munch, Ty, have you listened to the new project by our official mascot for this podcast, Drake, and his our co-mascot, 21 Savage.
21, 21. Uh, I know what you're thinking, Eric. You're probably going to think, oh, his loss when I tell you, no, I haven't listened to the album yet. It's only been out like 24 hours, and I've been on calls with
Not even.
Washington and London all day. So I haven't even had time to pop the AirPod Pros and lay down on the floor and have Drake insert his sweet melodies into both my ears. But
That is your loss, Ty. I'm really sorry to hear that.
I know.
I managed to refresh the Apple Music app precisely at 9 p.m. last night, which is midnight
hmm
Eastern, if for all of the meteorologists out there. But I was
hmm
able to refresh the app, and I did see the album drop on time, on target. And
hmm
I hit download, and I pressed on track one, which is
hmm
called Rich Flex,
hmm
and I proceeded to play it loudly over the speakers while I hit a arms and chest workout.
Wow. Your very own, like, rich and flexing.
Exactly. I'm quite literally flexing, and I'm rich, so this is perfect.
That's pretty sick. So I
Hmm.
think the problem here, Eric, is that not that I didn't make time for this album, but that Spotify doesn't give me good notifications about the music I want to hear. I was cranking back the new Division album last night while I was making a stir fry. And had I realized that her loss was out at 9 p.m. instead of midnight PST, I would have jumped into that instead.
See, Ty, I just know that you're new to the industry. You're not an industry baby like I am.
He was born in it.
I'm not an industry. You're not an industry baby or industry plant like this podcast. This podcast has been planted by the industry. But yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Ty. I would have notified you if I knew my co-host was not up on the culture like that. I had texted a few other friends on the dot, but you missed that the CC.
Yeah. I'm not on your track 2 major distribution network.
No, unfortunately not. But there was a bar that I wanted to read. I have a couple bars actually that I want to read to you from the album, and I want to get your take on it.
Okay, hit me up.
First one, okay. We're gonna start light here, and there's a subwayism that I want to like try to run by you immediately after. Okay.
I'm salivating.
This is all off the dome, Ty, because I just learned today that you didn't hear the album. So I've dug up a few lyrics that I had written down in my notes app. So the first one here, this song, Back Outside Boys, okay?
Okay.
It goes like this. She a 10 trying to rap. It's good on mute.
That's kind of how our listeners feel about us in the booth.
That's what I was gonna say. Are we the 10? Are we 10 toes down to Drake?
Damn. He's a 10, but he hosts a podcast.
Yeah.
Hear that a lot.
He's a 10, but he podcasts about Subway twice a week.
Yeah.
So it's possible that we are good on mute, Ty, because you get to look at our beautiful album art. But what are your thoughts on this lyric? Is it about us? Is Drake sneak dissing the gang, or is it someone else?
I wouldn't put it past him, but I think he's just making a general comment about. It's really misogynistic at its core. Yeah. He's once again objectifying women, a common theme in Drake's lyrics, saying that they provide visual but not auditory pleasure.
You just reminded me of another lyric where he was like, he's like, it's something about loving a bitch and like wanting to like spoil her or something. Something along those lines. Very, very Drake of him to say. I mean, I have to find this while we talk, but you know, it's a good one.
That's how
anyways,
I feel about myself, Eric. If I love myself, I want to spoil myself. So I can relate to that lyric. I can relate to that. That's why I sometimes get like extra cheese or a signature sandwich. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. You're absolutely right. But Ty, when I thought about this lyric contradiction that he's making in this statement, it made me think about Subway. You know what I mean? Naturally.
Okay.
Because Subway is kind of like a 10. Subway's a 10. It's a 12, you might say.
12 out of 12.
But it's only good. It's only good when you have some kind of disability when it comes to taste. Much like hearing things on mute, Subway's only good when you eat it with COVID.
I see. You're tasting things, but you've wrapped up the tongue. You got protection on.
Quite literally, Ty. Exactly.
You know, I don't know if I agree with you, Eric, because I think that Subway, like, unless the muting that's happening is not physical on the palate, it's more mental. Like I'm doing a mental muting of what I'm blocking out, or reframing like what I'm doing in order to justify it. It's actually very like Jeffrey Dahmer to go in a Subway and eat a sandwich. Like you have to like convince yourself that what you're doing isn't wrong while you're doing it.
Yeah, exactly. And you're constantly having to tell people, oh, sorry for the smell.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So like I don't think you can trick the tongue, but you can trick the mind.
Yeah, I mean you're onto something there. By the way, I found the lyric that I wanted to tell you about, and it goes like this: "I blow a 500,000 on you hoes. I'm a feminist."
Wow, that's great. Okay, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the man doesn't objectify women.
I mean, he
It's
blows
really
half a
hard to
million on.
say.
Can you really like hate women if you blow 500,000 on them?
I don't know. I guess it depends what you're buying. Are you buying body part upgrades?
Um, Probably. I can see how that would easily add up to 500,000 quite easily, you
Like,
know?
how much of that, like 500 bands, Eric, is um in a college fund? Like, is he blowing that on tuition? I really doubt it.
Mm, I doubt it too, because that's probably like one tuition.
That's one semester.
Clearly, the TF boys did not go to school. We, um, but Ty, I want to redirect your attention to the next lyric that I'm going to read to you. And get this one. This one touches on our boy, in my opinion. It goes like this: Ops, bitch, I did that for Jay Prince.
Oh, interesting. So he's saying that he doesn't actually have any type of relationship or affinity for Jay Prince.
Well, I think quite the opposite. He only has a relationship with Jay Prince, but he is not interested in being buddy buddy with Yeezy Yeezy.
I see. So this is a subtle hit at yay. I get it now. I'm
Hmm.
sorry. There's so many people wrapped up in this one lyric.
I know exactly. It's like a truly it's like Game of Thrones.
Wait, what side of the Civil War poster was Drake's face on when Kanye put that on Instagram? Was it on Ye's side or was it on Cuddy's side? I can't remember
This deserves a Google.
because I'm pretty sure Drake fell into Kanye's camp. Yeah, he did.
Yep,
He was his
hit
right
it.
hand man.
I'm looking at it too.
Huh.
Wow, what a
So is Kanye simping for Drake? I bet because like Kanye's the one that organized that Drake Ye concert last winter. Remember that was all Kanye that put that together.
hmm. I mean, yeah, if anything, Kanye is the one showing real growth here. And Drake is the petty king, and that's okay. We like Drake still, you know.
Mm,
That's
I like, yeah, I like growth Drake too, Eric. I felt like for a while there, Drake was kind of coasting on his success. So I
hmm
like to see a Drake that's like trying to do new things. Like that's what honestly
hmm.
Nevermind was to me. That was like him mixing it up in the lab, adding some vegetable sauce combos you wouldn't normally expect,
Hell yeah.
and trying to make something novel. Um,
Hmm.
I like that side of Drake.
I like it too. Um, this one's a spicy one. This bitch lie about getting shot, but she's still a stallion.
Ooh, wow, there's some shade.
This one, I'm surprised
Wow.
you didn't hear about this one because this one was all over the Twitters last night.
Dude,
Any
I'm not
thoughts?
paying $8 for a premium account, so I've foregone the platform. Elon can have my blue check back.
Yeah, we're premium only podcast. Like we don't mess with like the free versions of anything. Like
Mm-mm.
YouTube Premium, we got that. We got you know, Apple Music family plan, even though it's just us on there.
Dude, I literally had to call Larry to have him make Gmail Premium so that I could buy it.
I need an email client to pay for. You just got
Yeah.
the unlimited storage for something, right? You got the 10 terabyte fucking
Yeah.
iCloud or whatever.
I think the guy just rewrapped that feature in a new in the little blue check for me.
Hmm. Beautiful. But yeah, Ty, it
Okay.
seems like to me that the uh, Drake, aka Aubrey Drake Graham, is accusing
Mm-hmm.
This is me doing like closing arguments at a in court. He's accusing Mrs. Stallion here of lying about being shot by none other than Tory Lanez.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
Yeah,
think
so he,
Drake is simping for fellow Sixer Tory Lanez, or
I mean,
what's going on here?
yeah, I kind of think so, which makes sense. Drake's told us before that you got to keep the family close, right? You do anything for the six. Um,
Hmm.
I'm not sure what side of this situation think Fresh falls on. I think we're Team Tory here as well, but I don't.
I've been pretty vocal about being anti Tory Lanez in my lifetime. I've been to
Mm,
a concert, so I'm therefore allowed to say that. I think Tory is just does not need to be making music ever again, if you ask me.
yeah, that's fair. Clearly not his forte. It's important for everyone to try it, but I wouldn't be upset if Tory Lanez just if we just removed him from the all the platforms. But like, I don't know why Megan Thee Stallion would lie about being like shot in the foot, like, or like
Hmm.
who else would have done it? And it's you have to have someone with a gun in their hand pointing it at your foot. Clearly, you'd be able to identify the assailant. So the entire situation is kind of funny.
Hmm. Yeah, it is kind of funny. Because you could say that she is clout chasing, but it's because she hasn't made a song in like 2 years. Um,
Hmm.
but I don't know. It's possible that she, wouldn't do that. I don't know. It seems a little bit out of character for uh, Mrs. Stallion to do that.
Do you think if she went into Subway, she'd be ordering a hoof long?
A hoof.
Yeah,
Um, it's entirely possible. What do horses eat? Like, do they eat like
I think
hay?
hay, hay, lettuce. I think they would mind shredded lettuce.
Yeah, shredded lettuce is probably very close actually to hay. I've never, been able to indulge in the stuff, in the good stuff. But I imagine the shreddis, it is quite dry and pale, so it probably works quite well if you do a little
Hmm.
swap.
I would normally say that shreddis in general is nothing like hay, but the Subway shreddis in particular is so
Hmm.
dry you could take a bushel of it and like put it in Joshua Tree and it would be a native species immediately. So Megan the Stallion gets shot in the hoof, but Drake believes that she's lying about her assailant, and he's not even like sugarcoating this in the lyric. He's can you run the lyric back again?
Yeah, let me run the lyric back right here. Um, this bitch lie about getting shot, but she's still a stallion. That's literally it. Um, there might actually be one more piece to this. Following that, it says, wait, hold on. I don't know if this has to do with her, but it says, Shorty say she graduated, she ain't learned enough. Play your album track one, K, I heard enough. So he's coming
Wow.
for her. He's coming for her, you know, defense case
Hmm?
and her album. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's both destroying her on the court and both court side and clout side.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow.
Interesting. Wow. There's a
Well,
lot to unpack here, Eric. I didn't realize that Drake would make such a steamy body of work. But like 21 has had a pretty like rocky past compared to Drake's like childhood actor career. So I wonder if like 21's I don't know, just like street cred is inspiring Drake to be a little bit more heady with the lyrics.
hmm hmm yeah, you can tell that he's coming for everybody on this album, Ty.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Who is more who did better on the album? Is it Drizzy or is it 21? As someone who's actually played it back.
As somebody who's literally listened to the album, I would like to say that I think it would be a better album if it was Drake and Kodak Black.
Okay, and how come?
I don't know. I think
We're gonna call that a cold take.
yeah, Ty, I'm a cold
Cold
cutter.
cut.
Uh, I don't. I'm more of an ideas guy. I'm not somebody who's gonna like figure it out. Okay.
Uh,
I'm an
that's what the
ideas
interns
man.
are for.
Exactly. I'm just here
Okay.
to tell the sandwich artist what to make. I'm not gonna be the one to put it together.
You've never really been a savage guy.
Exactly.
I
Oh
don't
yeah.
ever hear about you running the music back. Um, it's not an album for you.
It's its purpose. But I'm not tuning in. If it was a 21 album, I probably wouldn't listen to it. But
Right.
because it's 21 and Drake, their synergies, collide in ways that we haven't seen in a long time, Ty.
Except for the last song on his most recent album.
Well, outside of their partnership, we don't have that energy, you know what I mean? But the two of them were able to do it time and time again.
Clearly.
Awesome.
Damn. Man, fucking Eric with the needle drop over here.
Exactly. Call me Anthony Flantano, Ty.
Okay, I will. I'm trying to think of a Subway pun off of it, but I got nothing for you.
Santhony Wichtano.
Oh, wow, you're so on it today.
Oh, lots of good bars on this album, Ty.
And
Even
Anthony
some
Fan
shots.
Turkey. Fan Turkey. That's pretty good.
That I'll take it. I'll take it. Coltony Catano. Stupid.
Anthony Fan Italiano.
Oh, okay. There we go. Now we're talking.
We're getting closer.
Yeah, for the breadheads, this is a sneak peek into what it looks like to workshop the title for these episodes.
Yeah, just imagine these voices in front of a whiteboard.
A menu of sorts.
Mm-hmm. Okay, hit me with another lyric. This pun workshop's not going anywhere.
True. But our other topic was, so I actually want to post. I want to let you know an update on the last one of the first lyrics I told you. She had 10 trying to rap. It's good on mute.
Mm-hmm.
So Munch leader Ice Spice tweeted, because I guess she assumes the lyric is about, or maybe she knows, because as we all know on this podcast, Drake infamously put her on and then immediately unfollowed her on Instagram.
Yes, and
Are
she's
you
the one that
aware of
wrote
this?
Munch. Yes.
She's the one who wrote Munch. I mean, Munch in brackets. The song's called "Feeling You."
Ah, pardon me.
Exactly. And she tweeted, "At least I'm a 10." So she assumes it's about her, Ty.
Damn.
That's what all the comments were
Now,
saying, anyways.
do you think it's about her, Eric?
She had 10 trying to rap. It's good on mute. I don't think so, because my intuition, Ty, is that he's talking about Chromaz.
Okay. And is this a
I
hot
can hear
take
you
or a
googling. It's so funny.
Chromance? Is this a hot take or a cold cut?
This is the Think Fresh exclusive, Ty. This is hot and ready.
Okay. Why is it about Chromaz? Chromaz Croman, Toronto's first lady.
I love that you're learning on the spot. This is really inspiring to me. Chromaz is basically a professional thought who turned rapper, and she has like some like really brutal songs that are just like not good. And it's the only like reason I know about her is because of an infamous IG live where she had like a 13-year-old kid on,
Okay.
and the kid is like, he's like, "Yo, shorty, like, hey, what are you doing?" And it's like hitting on her, and that went viral. So that's why I know about her. But she also keeps being posted by Six Buzz TV. I don't know if you follow that Instagram account. You've been to Toronto more times than I have. You how do you not know about her? She's the first lady.
She's her first lady. Yeah, I don't know, man. I got a very specific type of explore feed on my Instagram.
Clearly, I
And
do as well.
yeah, I'm reading here that Comaz performed at Rolling Loud, and during the performance, the crowd booed her, thumbs down her, and even threw water bottles and toilet paper at her. So she
Yeah,
clearly isn't a performer outside of
no,
the frame of the ground.
exactly. I think she has a lot of clout because of thirsty dudes on Instagram.
Mm,
But musically, there's a lot more work that needs to be done in that department. It's too bad you can't
hmm
get surgery to like sound good, but you can get surgery to get your ass fat.
Yeah, that's a good point. I feel like this is a common theme though, isn't it? Like an Insta model like buys a couple beats and then puts a song out, and now they're a musician on their Wikipedia page.
Yeah, exactly. It happens probably more often than you think.
Hmm
But anyways, that's my theory. It works out perfectly. Like it's Toronto, it's local. This
hmm
is local news,
hmm
and she's genuinely bad at music and
hmm
is known for her appearance. I think it
Gotcha.
checked everything kind of checks out to me.
I believe you, Eric. I feel like you are very well versed in this. TM Zarek, we call you,
Hmm
for keeping
I'm
up
the
on this.
in-house rap genius on this podcast.
Yeah, you have a blue check on your Rap Genius account. He's contributed more lyrics than Wiz Khalifa himself.
Exactly. Um, yeah, dude. I don't and Ice Spice, she's not a 10.
Nah, no way. And she's, I don't know, she's just, I know very little about her clearly, but I think she's probably a munch. That's all I got for you.
What a plot twist. She's the munch.
Look in a mirror. She's
uh,
projecting.
true. Um, I got some more lyrics for you if you want.
I can do another 5 minutes here.
You can do another five.
Hit me
Type
with one
five.
more.
Okay, great. Um, Here's one. Same song, Back Outside Boys.
Okay.
Yeah, who the president? I never voted once. If I did, I'd vote Tiana Trump.
Interesting. Okay, now you're gonna have to tell me who Tiana Trump is.
Um, from what I understand, Tiana Trump, film actress.
Ah, yes. Interesting. That's creative.
So, he's voting Trump, but much like his brother Kanye West, now known as Ye, he's voting Trump, but not for the Trump you might think of. He's writing her in. He's
Hmm
writing in Tiana Trump.
That's really funny. That's a really funny line. It's also creative for him to boast about not participating in the democratic right to vote.
hmm Do you think
Really inspiring young Gen Z to head to the polls.
yeah, I mean, this podcast, you might disagree, but my my opinion on this podcast is that we are an anti-democracy podcast.
Mm. I mean, it's really challenging because Subway in of itself is meant to represent democracy and all of its flaws and all of its the exciting things that come with it.
hmm It is democratic in that it's, giving you the choice what you want on your
Hmm
sandwich. And I guess I'll clarify, I like to participate in a democratic society
hmm
by reaping its benefits, but not
hmm
necessarily like contributing my voice to it because um, kind of like Subway, it's like all the options are bad. You know what I mean? Like no matter
Right.
what sandwich you make at Subway, you're gonna be feeling like a munch afterwards. So kind of
hmm
like voting if you can draw that connection with me.
Yeah. I see where you're coming from. It's kind of funny if you think about it. Subway really is the ultimate metaphor because you get to choose, but they they chose from what you get to choose. They chose what you get to choose. They chose what you get to choose.
Exactly.
Who is free here? What is true
Exactly.
freedom?
It's the illusion of choice, just like
Mm-hmm.
our politicians. Like you think just because we're voting in sleepy Joe Biden, he's not gonna totally fuck the inflation rate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Man, it I actually think like we could write a thesis about this, Eric. And maybe we should. Or maybe a poem.
Yeah, yeah, I think a poem would be suitable. You know what I mean? But yeah, Tyler, that's all the lyrics I have written down for you. You know, I'm ready to listen to this album. I've listened to it maybe twice over, and it's pretty good.
Hmm.
It's no honestly never mind, but there's some good moments on there for sure. I think you'll enjoy it.
I think I will too. I'll run it back a few times this weekend and then I'll come to you next episode with my favorite lyrics.
I would love that, Ty. I would really like to hear that. I'm gonna
Perfect.
give it a uh, light eight, strong seven.
Wow, that's pretty good. I think that's
It's
kind of
pretty good.
where Drake's sweet spot is lately.
Yeah. If only Subway could reach a light seven.
Hmm.
You know,
It's a
they
strong
they
six
seem to
inch.
always be. Yeah, they're always like a strong six. Um, yeah.
Actually, my rating of the sandwich is really difficult because every bite is a different number. Like you really have to rate it bite for bite, not really.
hmm
Maybe you could find the average, the median score for every bite.
hmm What is your favorite bite?
Oh, I love this question. Breadheads ask me this all the time in my DMs. My favorite bite, Eric, is the last bite.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah. You know
It's the
why?
one I regret the most, but I want to hear your reason.
Hell yeah. Me too. But that bite is like that's the sauce boss, that bite. All because the whole second half of the game, you're holding the sandwich at such an angle while you're eating it that all that it's like 45 degrees and all that sauce in that 6 inches is drizzling down to that very small corridor, the corner of the sandwich. Now, that corner of the sandwich is just by like the how vegetables are arranged on the sandwich going to have the least amount of other ingredients, but because it's also the corner, it's a little bit crispier, right? You get like a lot more edge than you would in the
hmm
middle, so it
hmm
actually has the durability to soak up and retain all that sauce without getting mushy. So you get a nice crispy bread, fully loaded with flavor, and nothing else to throw off the texture or the just kind of like the general taste. It's just nothing but
hmm
salty, sweet sauce and bread, which is like all we're really there for, anyways.
And by the time you get there, all the veggies have either landed in your stomach or fallen off of the bread. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's why it's only sauce and bread at the end. And I can't think of a better match made in heaven because it kind of removes any like bad veggies you might have picked.
Totally. And honestly, it's really challenged. You have to have a really intermediate or advanced sandwich artist placing your vegetables if you want an edge to edge sandwich. Like when you think about the sandwich canvas, there's always a perimeter. There's always a margin between the edge of the sandwich and the edge of the meat. For some reason, they don't want to go full bleed.
Exactly. For some reason, the engineers just don't know how to go full bleed, even though it's
Hmm.
always implied.
I genuinely think though it's a sandwich expertise. The more advanced or professional of a sandwich artist, the smaller they can reduce that margin. A really good sandwich artist
hmm
is layering your pepperoni slices right to the edge, not
Mm.
overflowing, right to it.
Yeah, how do we feel about any overhang? Do we like that?
I don't really like overhang. I feel like it's messy. It
It
ruins
touches
the
your hand,
aesthetic.
right?
Yeah. That's what the bread's for. The bread is a sealant.
Exactly. Wow. So on the outside, a perfect sandwich would actually just look like a loaf of bread.
Hmm.
Like not
I
only
think
is
so.
are the vegetables like tucked in perfectly, but the bread has been put back in the exact same position.
Yeah, dude. It's like think of it as like an old Subaru is like their perfect sandwich. Just looks boring on the outside, but you pop the hood and you got like V12 inches in there, you know?
Oh shit. V12. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Wow. Have you had lunch yet? Because I'm fucking once again, Ty, starving. I've been on
Me
a high
too.
protein, no bread diet for lunch, and I've just been going hard for dinner.
That's amazing. I've been on an all bread, no protein diet for lunch, and I am shrinking.
Shrinky dinky.
Yeah, shrinkflation is hitting close to home, aka my shoulders.
It's hitting this podcast hard. Um, wow. Shit.
But
Well,
yeah, I'm gonna hop in the kitchen. I'm gonna get to work. I'm gonna fry up some cauliflower and just see what
mhm.
happens. Get in the spice cabinet, get a little messy.
I love it when you talk cauliflower with me. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that's why breadheads, you haven't heard an ad in a long time on our podcast. We, decided to, uh, because inflation is hitting us hard, we want to give you a better experience on the Think
Mm-hmm.
Fresh
Mm-hmm.
podcast. We said, fuck the money. We're not doing this for
Mm-hmm.
money anyway. We want the breadheads to appreciate what we're offering, and then we are begging you to sign our petition in return.
Yes, please. We have foregoed our salary. We only get paid in shares now. It's all for you. Please sign the petition,
Mm-hmm.
change.org. Bring back the falafel, everybody.
Mm-hmm. Bring that thing back.
Mm-hmm. Run it
Okay,
back.
breadheads. Well, catch you on the flip side. Have a great weekend.
Mm-hmm. Flip side of the bread. Think fresh, everybody. Ciao.
Ciao.